Hello, everybody. Listening to the Fair with the podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm joined with the dog A-Rod. Whoa. And we are excited to be joined with Nikola Jokic. No, I'm just kidding. Jokic is not on the show. But when did I text you on June 1st at like 9:53 p.m., A-Rod?
You said in 5. I
I
give you
said
that.
Nuggets in 5. Not 5, 5.
Yeah,
Listen, after I watched, and I could just kick it off with that. The wackiest shit I've ever seen is Nikola Jokic. I've never seen nobody like him before. Like Lil Wayne was, he walked past what's his name, Jalen Rose. He said, I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I was like, for real, that's how I feel. I'm like, I've never seen a player like him, and it's like weird because like the NBA's been around for so long. We have big men who have been able to do things. Like he's not the first big man that can score, pass, assist, rebound. Maybe he's not the first big man that can do it, but it's like a combination of like Magic Johnson passing ability, the body of Arvydas Sabonis, the shooting ability of like I don't know. Like it's crazy. So that's the craziest thing I've noticed is that I don't know when we're ever going to see a player like Nikola Jokic before, but I do think there's been a lot of hyperbole lately. So we'll get to that. What you got going on your
and to be clear, I knew the Nuggets were going to win. I was just rooting for the underdog here because I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan. I'm also a big Nikola Jokic fan. It's inevitable they were going to win. It's the size matchup, the youth, the the players on the team. And no
Miami
offense,
overachieved. They shouldn't even been there in the first
no,
place.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say they overachieved. I
They
mean,
overachieved.
you can say they overachieved, but at the same time, like they got there and like they went through a hard Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
We
not to take anything away from them, but
yeah,
you have 6 undrafted players in your lineup. You overachieved. If you got past Giannis, obviously not 100%, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and the Knicks too. So to me, they overachieved, and you got to give them credit. And that's why Spoelstra is a fantastic coach.
I do give him credit, but I mean at the same time, Nikola Jokic wasn't a lottery pick. He was a day 2 Taco Bell commercial on his pick. Don't bet on don't bet against the fat boy, man, which was the best quote I heard. But I think the wackiest, craziest sports story that I've heard since Messi has signed with Inter Miami, there's been like, so many videos going around of people interviewing people, asking what they think. And there's one big one going around. And one, it's the worst audience to interview and ask what they think about Messi.
What, the lazy Miami fans?
Yeah. That are like, I don't even know who that is. And they asked one fan if he's bigger than LeBron James. I'm sorry, I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but soccer's international. Soccer's all over the world.
He's the most followed person on Instagram, isn't he?
Either him or Ronaldo, one of the two.
I think it is Messi.
Yeah, but regardless, whoever it is, like it's insane for you to say that you don't know who that is if you like sports. You don't even have to be a fan of soccer. That name should just click right into your head immediately who Messi is. And to say that he's not or LeBron James is bigger than he is worldwide, like that's
no, that's crazy. And insane. You know me. I'm a LeBron fan, but that's wild. Actually, here's another wacky, crazy, whatever thing.
Oh, and then
so what?
And then Zion and all the shit that keeps coming out there.
I'm gonna leave Zion out of this right now. The crazy one, for me, we alluded to it like 2 weeks ago when we found out that Shannon Sharp was not going to be undisputed anymore. Well, it was official after Game 5. So people have been waiting for whoever to win the series, right? Because A, we're gonna get Ja Morant news, and B, Shannon Sharp's gonna be off undisputed. So, where the hell is Shannon Sharp going? You have like any take on that? Like, have you seen? I think he should go to like Showtime.
I agree,
and go get his own show kind of like I like what they got going on over there. So,
and I also liked his going away segment that he had, and as much as like as big of a Stephen A. fan as I used to be, and I finally have come off of like not really liking Stephen A. Smith. he also alluded to the same thing. Like, as much as you don't like Skip Bayless, and he's like, even if I don't talk to him, like, he opened doors for me, and he did the same thing for Shannon Sharp. And I appreciate Shannon Sharp for recognizing, as crazy and as, disrespectful sometimes as he is. It's nice to see that you have that appreciation for your mentor, for someone that brought you onto the show. But what I think Shannon Sharp should do is he needs his own show. I think he needs to have his own show, call it Uncle Shay Shay's,
I
talk
mean,
or
he already
something.
has the podcast, Club Shay
Yeah.
Shay.
Yeah. He needs to have something, and it's got to be something similar to what he's been doing, but let him be the main focal point, as Stephen A. Smith has been, as Skip Bayless has been. We didn't know. I think people who know sports knew Shannon Sharp was going to overtake Skip Bayless when it happened, but I mean, it was Skip Bayless's show, and then it got transitioned to both of their show.
Yeah,
So
but his popularity just skyrocketed. Like
yeah,
Shannon Sharp, and I've been a Shannon Sharp fan for a long time before he was even announcing games and all that stuff. I've always been a fan of him because I swear he has to be related to me in some aspect. Like I know for a fact that that's my uncle for real. But no, like Skip Bayless, no matter what people say about him, when you ask people how he really truly is, who
exactly,
know
he's a
him,
genuine dude.
they actually say he's the best dude. Like and you can tell he is a good guy. He plays that character of LeBron hater, Jordan lover, Brady lover, Cowboy lover, and then I think he plays that character so well that it's like sometimes we forget that this is still television. It is still entertainment, and sometimes he digs a little deeper than he should. But I think it's more so just because that's just the nature of the beast doing debate shows, right? I think and with Shannon, he came on the show in 2016. I was like, shit, they got Shannon Sharp. That's what's up. I might tune in. And I started tuning in. And slowly, and in the beginning, the character that they wanted him to play was Black and Miles, Hennessy, Do-Rags. Like, I'm like, all right, they're doing too much. And then he became Unc. And when he became Unc, his popularity just skyrocketed. So he definitely probably outgrew Skip. So it's definitely time for him to kind of just, go see what he got out. I mean, there's definitely gonna be somebody throwing it back at him. I don't think he should go to Stephen A. It's a lateral move. You do something like that. And Stephen A doesn't want him to be on there full time anyway. So I would avoid that. I would go chase a bag with, like, let's say like FanDuel has something, or one of these, like Gilbert Arenas has his shit with oh god, what's that guy's name? I forgot his name, but Gilbert Arenas got his own show. I mean, Marcellus Wiley has his own show. A lot of these people have their own shows. So I think Shannon Sharp is on that level to go get his own thing. So
I think he is too. It just depends, like, who's going to throw the bag. Like, if it's something you got to, like, subscribe to, it's going to be tough. I think Showtime will be.
I don't think it'll be like that. But think about it. We're going to, and people don't, and we could go next level right now. Give it like 5 years. We're going to have to subscribe to or stream everything that we do, because the NFL has already started to experiment with it. There's going to be a game. I forgot what it is, but like
YouTube.
Like they already started with Peacock on Thursday Night Football. No, was it on Peacock? No, on Amazon Prime. So they already started it with Amazon. You can't watch Thursday night games without subscribing to Amazon Prime. Now I think they're gonna do something for either Peacock only or YouTube TV, one of those two. So like, and then YouTube TV got that contract. I'm telling you, it's gonna get to that point. So if that means he's getting ahead of the game by doing that, it might be unpopular at first, but we're gonna realize that might just be where we're headed. And then Pat McAfee got a big bag from ESPN to go do his shit over there too. So bags are being thrown right now because it's the summertime. We're like in flux. NHL's over. Congratulations to the Las Vegas Knights. Basketball's over. Baseball's like in the middle of the season, getting close to All-Star game when it really slows down. Like soccer is like everything is slow right now. So this is the time where firings happen, hirings happen. We talk about player movement, like free agency. It's same shit happens in media. People like CNN been laying off people, Fox News been laying off. Everybody just getting moved around. So Yeah, it's about to be an interesting summer to say the least.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I wish nothing the best for him. I think, like you just said, someone's going to throw the bag at him, and it's inevitable. Just curious to see where he's going to go. I'm genuinely curious.
who do you think joins Skip? Who do you think is a because like you go from Shannon Sharp, the next person has to be solid, or they can like their ratings will like plummet horribly if they don't hit that right. Who do you think is out there?
I don't know.
I heard the Shady McCoy thing. I love LaShawn McCoy is like one of my favorite football players of all time, like by far, right?
We get
But
it.
I don't know if he's mature enough for undisputed. Like the thing that helped, like think about it. Skip Bayless is 71 years old. He don't look like it, but he's 71. Shannon Sharp, although he, black don't crack, he works out, he looks strong. He was in his 50s. So like, I think that age thing matters because like that's why we're able to identify with him as because he can look, he was the uncle of the people. You go to Sean McCoy, he's like the cousin. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know what direction they want to go with that. I mean, Stephen A. Smith is having success with like JJ Redick, Kendrick Perkins, all these former younger players. So I don't know if Skip Bayless goes that same route.
I don't know. Herm Edwards would be dope. I could see Herm
Herm,
Edwards doing it. I could see Herm doing it.
Herm.
Herm, I mean, I'm just spitballing some stuff. You got to think age. Someone's a little bit appealing. You never know. He's kind of vanilla yogurty.
Yeah, but Herm's been out of the picture. Like when he went to college to go coach Arizona State, he kind of fell out of like because like, when he was on ESPN, he was good, but like I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But good luck to Stephen A. and Skip and Shannon and all these people this summer because it's about to get crazy out there in the in the world. But we were talking about Nikola Jokic to kick it off, so we're gonna just go straight to the NBA Finals. It was a quick one. Like I texted, as soon as I saw Game 1, like I think it was like around the second or third quarter, I was like, "Oh yeah, Miami don't got a chance." Like everything that Miami could do to counter, Denver had something for. Like remember we had Tony on last week, and we talked about like making Jokic shoot more instead of passing the ball. So his assist numbers were down. Miami was able to steal that one game, but outside of that, I mean, it was just total domination. Jamal Murray, like you've been on Jamal Murray. I mean, you've been on these Nuggets for a while. Like I'll give you credit there. I've never believed it. Like there was no way you could ever get me to believe in the Nuggets had I not watched this postseason. And the only reason why I was forced to watch them is because I wanted to see them beat Durant and Booker, so I would watch those games. I wanted to see LeBron beat them, and I watched LeBron get swept. And in the NBA Finals, I literally watched this dude dominate for 5 games. So like a bad game for him. He had like 41 points and 5 assists. That was considered a bad game. The dude is a unicorn, and he's what Kristaps Porzingis thought they were gonna. They thought they were gonna get with Kristaps. That's what they thought, but they were completely wrong on that aspect. So, I mean, just give me a breakdown of the NBA Finals, and then the legend that is Nikola Jokic.
I mean, my breakdown of the NBA Finals is it was entertaining as a whole. I think a lot of people were upset because the Heat were there and they're like, "Oh, I don't know these names. I'm used to a big three. I'm used to this." But it was as much as you want to clown the Heat, like they were in all those games that they lost. They didn't get blown out.
Not to cut you off. It was the highest watched NBA Finals in 5 years. The highest watched NBA Finals in 5 years. So the ratings were off the charts anyway. So we thought, and remember, we were like, man, people are going to give this series a hard time because nobody really knows anybody. They defied the odds, and it was the highest watched NBA Finals in 5 years. But sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, and also in the last 5 years, we've had 5 different teams win too, which is crazy.
This is what Adam Silver wanted.
I love it. But the Heat were still in those games, and there were 2 games they could have had, and they blew like 10 and 12-point leads. Like the last game that they lost, they should have won that game, but they blew that 10-point lead and couldn't hold on to it. But just like you said, and what we've been alluding to the whole time, and what I've been alluding to is this man is a unicorn. This man is like undoubtedly him and Giannis, in my opinion, are the 2 best players in the NBA. They have to be 1A, 1B.
Absolutely.
They
I
have to
texted
be.
my cousin, the next 5 years, it's their league. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
who?
After I saw, I'll get to that in a
All
second
right, cool, cool, cool,
when
cool.
I break down Jokic. But the whole entire series, everything Miami threw at them, the kitchen sink, the stove, the microwave, Denver had it right there to counter every time. And it was anybody's chance. And I think the combination of Jokic and Murray is a great 1-2 punch. And the team feels like, just like Miami, like they have faith in each other to take those shots. Miami went cold a lot. Miami went cold a lot. And to put that type of pressure on a Max Strus, that's a lot for a guy like that. I know he's been there before. They didn't experiment with Tyler Hill, and I'm happy for that. There were some plays out there where I was like, you need Duncan Robinson to be taking these shots. I don't understand why he's not on the floor, because that guy was just wet whenever you needed him to get wet.
I know why.
Why?
Because his leash was very small. If he did one wrong thing, back to the bench, sir. Like he didn't have a leash like a Tyler Hero would have. So yeah,
Yeah.
he had
They
to be
also paid
perfect.
him. They also paid him, but Tyler Hero, I don't think Tyler Hero is going to be there next year. So, but I think that was foolish, because every time I saw Duncan in the game, he was making big shots for them off the dribble, or the outlet. It was the guy you needed out there, and Kevin Love needed to play more too, because Kevin Love can at least give you height out there and spacing and passing ability, like a C grade version of Jokic at this point in his career. Because when Kevin Love was in his prime, he was a Jokic type
That's
passer.
somebody who could pass the ball for real,
Yeah,
for real.
exactly. But the Nuggets, like, they have this feeling like, you've been doubting us for so long. We can't get past the second round. Okay, we can't get past the Western Conference Finals. And it's because we don't have Murray. And finally, like, you got to see it. You got to see the greatness of this kid and his emotion. And Scott Van Pelt tried to sell him, what are you on a one, or was it a 1 to 10? How drunk are you right now? He said, next question. Like, it's like a fun vibe in that locker room. Mike Malone is the cheerleader. You saw the Jokic brothers. You would have thought they played for the fucking team. Like, they were picking him up and throwing him up and down. Like,
I have a
that's
question.
what.
You brought up Mike Malone.
Mm-hmm.
He already called his shit out. He was like, "Yeah, we coming back next year." I was like, "Yo, y'all didn't even get to the parade yet. This is before a single alcoholic beverage touched his mouth. You said that shit with his chest, like, yeah, we gonna run this shit back again next year." So you think that puts a huge target on their back, or can they
Oh,
back up those
absolutely.
words?
Absolutely. But they can back up their words. They have two of the best players in the NBA in my books, and Jamal Murray and Jokic, and they have a good supporting cast.
Jamal
I
Murray not
don't care
even
what
top
anybody
10.
says. I'm telling you, I didn't say top 10. I said two of the best players in the NBA. I didn't say top 10. You can rank them, but I'm telling you, now that you get, I look at basketball of how good you make other players around you, and who's your second supporting guy if he is able to do what you were able to do and keep up with you. And Jamal Murray and Jokic are what every NBA team has wanted in life. A big man that can do it all, down low, rebound. He can even shoot a three. He can pass. He can play defense. And then you got a point guard. The two positions that are sought out the most. Just like we say linebacker, you just fizzle through linebackers every year in football. Outfielders, they come a dime a dozen. You go through a bunch of them. But when you find a solid point guard and you find a solid center, the sky is the limit. You can put in the right tools. And they've been drafting well. And they've been getting the right players to come play for them. The right players.
This feel like it could be like a San Antonio situation where they're just Tony Parker, because somebody was trying to talk about best international duo on Twitter. And I was like, whoa, slow down. Because Tony Parker is international. Tim Duncan is technically international. So that's, to me, is the best international duo I've ever personally seen. But you saw, like, for years, they didn't win back-to-back ever. But they would win one, take a couple years off, win another one. So they became a dynasty, like, different. You think Denver got that?
The notion of, like, the Chicago bullshit, Michael, we've alluded to this a minute. Michael
Ruined
Jordan,
the
NBA ruined it. Okay, so the fact that I always look at teams that are good, that are contending. If you're contending and you're making the playoffs constantly, you're a good NBA team. If you're getting to the finals, you're a great NBA team. To the Western Conference or Eastern Conference finals, you're a good NBA team. If you're in the finals constantly or projected to be there, you're a great NBA team. And if you're winning it, you're obviously one of the best teams in the NBA. So this team, if they can keep this cast together, I think the sky is the limit for them. And I think the Nuggets are the right organization that they can pick the right guys. Because like there's no idiots over there. There's no like problems over there. There's no drama in Denver. There's not a guy that has a drug addiction, like, oh, let's sign this guy, and he comes over and he's using legal marijuana every day, and then Adam Silver, they're not looking for shit.
You sure
like
about
that.
Reggie Jackson? I was just playing.
Nah, Reggie Jackson is that kind of guy.
I was just playing.
His eyes may be bloodshot red, but he was on. I don't even think he's going to be there next year. But
no, he won't. But yo, he got a ring. The Clippers didn't get a ring. Thomas Bryant got a ring. Like, yeah, DeAndre Jordan got a ring. I'm like,
they got the right pieces, and it was smart. And Michael Porter, like, let's not forget, Michael Porter was supposed to go 1 overall in that draft. Yeah. He was supposed to be 1, but he had back, and they took a gamble on that. They had to wait patiently, 2 years for him to come and play?
Yeah.
Same thing with Jamal Murray. He came in and he was doing well, and they waited patiently. They knew what they had there, and they didn't give up on it. And then they saw pieces like Bruce Brown get away, and they were like, "Come on down."
Well, I'll tell you about Bruce Brown. That was going to be my X factor.
Yeah, you called it. I never saw the guy really play like that. I hate the Nets, but I like his charisma. Yeah. He's nice. He's a good off the bench guy. Good guy. Yeah. He's like the guy that keeps the team together. I feel like he's that. It's not Jokic. It's not Murray. It's definitely him. You got Aaron Gordon, who's been wanting to do good, and you send him there, and he digresses, but knows his role. And I would have thought differently, because I watched that movie where he was like I forgot what movie it was, where he was like the basketball player some kid had to go against.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what.
Mind you, Aaron Gordon was a number 4 overall pick.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. was supposed to be a 1, but he went 14. Like, they have KCP.
Jeff Green's a 5 overall pick.
KCP 8. Like, they got like all-star kind of people on their team.
You're alluding to my point. They went after like players that team should not be like disregarding.
Yeah.
There's no reason KCP should not be on the Lakers right now and be their spot up shooter. There's no reason. They got greedy, they got stupid, and they went after Wes, and they have to deal with that with themselves. But the Nuggets knew it. They said there's no reason for that guy to be in a rebuild team. We are a ready-to-win team, and what do we need? We need a spot-up shooter. We got him. They went and get Jeff Green. What does Jeff Green give? So much fucking knowledge in the world, because he's been with LeBron.
You saw when he was mic'd up on the bench? Mm-hmm. Like, he's giving like, yo, don't cut up now. I'm like, yo, he's like an assistant coach. It's nice to have assistant coaches that can still play basketball, because that's essentially what they become. And I feel like a lot of teams get away from having veterans. They want all these young guys. And what do we talk about with veterans all the time? Like, you have the right vets in the locker room. You talk about the sky's the limit. Like, it really is.
We can finally close the jokes on Ish Smith. He finally got one.
He got a ring.
we can stop clowning DeAndre Jordan, who was probably the most like unk in the fucking room.
Yeah, he is unk. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. We can basically make the Heat and the Nuggets the same in a way. As a team of misfits with the Miami Heat outside of Jimmy Butler and Bam. Like, they're a team of misfits.
Jimmy is technically a misfit too, if we want to be honest. When he got drafted, he could not shoot the ball to save his life. He was a defensive specialist, and now he's an all-star type of player.
He is, but he knew his wealth. He knew himself. He knew what he was worth, and he worked on it. He got put in a good system where he got to learn from a lot of good players on that team, and he became the star of the team, and everybody else got shipped out.
How about this? Because
before, let me finish my point real quick. The Nuggets are the same way. A band of misfits. Like, you should give any other team would have given up on Michael Porter 2 years in, no back, surgery or something like that. Bury him on the bench type of thing, But they got all these guys that are misfits on teams and put them together, and It worked. And I applaud that all day, man. Even Jokic, he's a misfit. He's an anomaly that shouldn't have happened. They aired that fucking Taco Bell commercial during his draft. And don't bet against the fat boy.
Listen, what I've learned in professional sports, that's why like I appreciate like the Kareems, the LeBrons, the Magics, because like they were expected to do a lot and they were able to live up to it. But some of the best players ever, Tom Brady, 6th-round pick, Jokic, 41st pick, Wayne Gretzky, undrafted. It's like they have so like Michael Jordan was just Mike Jordan at UNC. And the only reason why the NBA was so interested in him was his athleticism. They didn't know he was going to become this, like what he became. It's the people who have so much more to prove. They work a little bit harder than somebody who is already there. That's why, like, to me, like Karl-Anthony Towns, his name's been brought up over the last couple of days.
Fuck that guy.
Karl-Anthony Towns is never going to be what he thinks he is and what Patrick Beverly thinks he is and what all these people think he is. Because why? Because he was high school player, Gatorade High School Player of the Year. He went to Kentucky, #1 pick. Like, he has had it all, right? And he doesn't seem like somebody who really works on his game. Anthony Davis, I'm starting to see that with him now too. So Jokic, I mean, Taco Bell commercials, all this stuff. But before I get to Jokic, I got to ask you a question. Do you think, because Chris Catlin brought this up to me, he feels that Jimmy Butler got way too much hype, that it got to the point in which they started to overrate him too much? Because think about it. When Himmy Buckets gets trademarked, his name is like, Michael Jordan's son. Like, we were all feeling the Jimmy Kool-Aid. NBA Finals roll around. He wasn't really showing up. I mean, he shot 41% from the field. I mean, he was minus 7.4 for the 21.6 points a game. Like, I ain't no never could play defense like that. You hold your best player to 21 points a game. Same thing with Bam, 21 points a game. So, like, do you think he got overrated too much with all the hype that he came, or
no?
Or what do you attribute to like his not so great performance?
I think Jimmy is like any team should want Jimmy Butler. There's no reason you shouldn't want him. And I think the media, and I hate sports media and Instagram and all that now, because they make these stupid memes of players like, the Joker winning the trophy and like LeBron saying well deserved, and they have him saying LeBum, and then he takes it back and says thanks, and like he's not that type of person at all. And Jimmy Butler, like, he's a quiet assassin. He's a quiet assassin. That's all he is. He's not a vocal person to like throw all of his shit out there.
Unless you try him, because he will.
Oh, yeah. If you try him, if you poke the bear, he will. But like, I think what Jimmy is trying to do is get the best out of his players, because we saw in what was it, game 5, where he turned it on for himself towards the end. He made that 3, and I was like, oh my God, Jimmy's gonna do this. He's gonna fucking win it. And like, he's not the player to do it all in that aspect. He's a leader of men. He gathers the troops and he gets the best out of them.
He can be your Scottie Pippen. That's what he is.
I don't think he's a Scottie Pippen.
That's the best you could get from him. He's not a number one. I'm sorry. He's just not a number one.
I disagree.
Jimmy Butler would never be good enough to
get him. And we'll get to this, our 5 intriguing topics we'll talk about. But you get him another solid player, because Bam overachieved for me in these finals. He really did for me. But at the same time, I knew that was going to happen. I knew they were going to allow him to score and get beat by him instead of the shooters. So you get him a real number. Like, Bam is like a 3 at best to me. He's not a number 2.
He's a 4. Wait, you mean like, talent-wise on the team?
On a team, he's 3.
Bam will be your 3, yeah.
And Bam is a 4 playing a 5. Like, that's honest. So I think if you get him a guy, like, he's very athletic. Don't get me wrong. Like, the way he moves, he's athletic for a big man, but he's also 6'9". So
yeah, I mean, like, LeBron James is his height.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think Jimmy's overrated or anything. I think we did over romanticize Jimmy Butler in a lot.
That's the right word.
And I also think that Jimmy went through a whole lot harder hole to get out of, and maybe he did get burned out. Maybe they just got burned out. If you think about it, they lost to the Hawks. There's a game there. Then they had to do the play-in. They beat, who did they beat to get in? Whoever it was.
Chicago, maybe.
Yeah, they had to beat Chicago. They had like Milwaukee's not an easy team to run through in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they saw y'all defensive ass team, Milwaukee big ass team, Boston. Yeah. They couldn't even Boston. They could have put away in 4, and they made them go like the emotional damage that does to you to get all the way to 7. Yeah, them boys was tired. Meanwhile, Denver been chilling for the last 10 days.
I think we as people and media and sports people, I think we don't give credit where credit's due, and we don't look at things. We just like to take a jab at people really quick. And I do too. I've been seeing it a lot lately, and I'm like, God, this is just, it pisses me off. But then I feed into it too about like Cat. Like, I don't like
off of social media.
Huh?
Go like on a 2-week cleanse.
Doesn't do it.
Go like on a 2-week cleanse, and then you'll realize
I've done it.
Remove a lot of the bullshit in your life. I'm telling you.
I don't have the bullshit. I look at it and I just get disappointed what people say.
That's the problem. That causes me mental shit.
It doesn't cause me any mental things. Like people are entitled to their opinion. I respect that, but I think we just don't take people like Jokic. We don't take him for granted. I mean, we take him for granted.
Yeah.
We paid attention to him now because he won the finals. But when he won those 2 MVPs, I feel like it's like people were upset about that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm public enemy number 1. Yeah. I was a Jokic hater because of Embiid. Like, straight up. So that's something I apologize for.
We watch it because his name's not thrown out there. We watch it because he's foreign. We don't watch him because he's white. I mean, we don't appreciate things because he's white. Like, there's a whole lot of things we can point these arrows to and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, he's a guy who just loves to play basketball.
Does he though?
I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to this. My crazy hypothesis of what's going on with Jokic. But I think Jimmy Butler, like, you have to appreciate him because he fucks your favorite player every time he sees him. Like, he literally takes him and dismantles your team.
I don't know how I feel about you saying that. That really, my ears are not feeling well right now.
That is the truth. That is the truth. He literally destroys your team.
Yeah, like, you could have just said that.
When you're yeah, but I mean, hey, fuck it, man.
He destroyed Jokic. He did nothing to Jokic to them.
He didn't. But I'm also alluding to the fact that Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, a team of fucking misfits, probably got burned out. And this team has been waiting for a while. You know, they know how to do it in Denver. They're accustomed to this altitude. A whole lot of things to play into it. But I don't think we take away the shine of Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler is an all-star year in and year out. Jimmy Butler is all NBA team, if not 2, at least 3. Like, he's on those lists. He's on those lists. Respect the man's name. It's hard to make NBA team 1 because the league and fans are romanticized about a lot of players.
Well, the people that get over him deserve it, though. All of them deserve it.
No, I know. I agree. I agree. I definitely agree.
Look, I pulled up Jimmy Butler because I have. So I want to talk about Jokic real quick because we'll talk about his legacy. I'm going to get to his accolades. Jimmy Butler, 6-time All-Star. Yeah, not bad. 5-time All-Defensive second team. All NBA third team 4 times. All NBA second team 1 time. Yeah, you're right.
I looked at this up, bro.
You're right. My bad. Most improved player. Okay.
He's just not going to win MVP, and that's hard to do. That is hard to do when you play with a band of misfits. Will he ever win MVP?
LeBron James played with a band of misfits his whole first tenure in Cleveland.
Now we're talking crazy if we're going to pair LeBron James and Jimmy Butler.
Right.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Jimmy Butler can do what LeBron James does, conjure a team of misfits and get them to the finals, but he's a C+ version of LeBron James.
He couldn't get that 07 Cavs team to the finals. Let's tell you that.
Oh, no, I don't think no. But LeBron James also took over with that team. Like, he was taking over, and he's bigger. He's more muscular. Jimmy's just under your skin, talk your shit, here's a shot. And at the end of the day, you're losing. So Jimmy, I respect his game. And I hate people that want to try and tear him down and say he's not worth it or he's not the guy. Like, he's that guy. Jimmy Butler, Boston hates him. New York hates him. Milwaukee hates
do you
him.
think because he said no. You think if the Hall of Fame is in his future yet, or he hasn't done enough yet?
If Jimmy Butler is not in the Hall of Fame, I think people are foolish, in my personal opinion. But also, I measure a man by his career. We got to see what happens to the very end. Jimmy Butler could easily walk away from the game.
Do you think he's on that path?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, definitely. If you're making all NBA teams and all-star games
right.
and a most improved player and defensive, like, you've got a lot of hardwood to show off there. MVP is super hard. MVP is super fucking hard.
Do you think Blake Griffin is a Hall of Famer? Because he has the same thing. He has hella All-Stars, hella NBA second and third teams. Like, he was somebody that they said was an all-decade player. And I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Fringe at best. Fringe.
What? Can you tell me one moment that's not him dunking on the Knicks or DeAndre or what's his name? Eric Gordon, whoever it was. That's it. I can't think of any other highlights of Aaron Gordon of your boy.
I mean, I agree, but like, people may view it differently. We know him as a dunker. When you ask people, what do you think of Dominique Wilkins? What do they think? They'll say a dunker every time.
He can score. He could score.
He could score.
But
exactly. But if you ask to the plain Jane, what was Dominique Wilkins known for? Oh, he's a dunker. Dominique Wilkins was a dominant fucking player. Yeah. Okay? So if anything that was best for Blake Griffin was having Chris Paul there to, throw him alley-oops and get him open and find him, because that was the best mentor for him at a young age to have.
He wasn't having it, though, because he's immature.
Yeah, exactly. So
all right. And then
Clipper.
I was going through the accolades because I was like, let me see what Jokic is talking about, right? NBA champ, that's on his resume. He's like engraved, solid, right? Because he's the Finals MVP. Like, you can Adam Morrison is an NBA champion, but Finals MVP, 2-time most valuable player, should have been 3, 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA first team, 2-time All-NBA second team, NBA All-Rookie first team, 3-time Serbian Player of the Year, ABA League MVP in 2015 when he was like 8 years ago. He was 20, just winning MVP. So yeah, his resume. Now, again, I said a lot of hyperbolic stuff I've been seeing. Right, people are already calling him the greatest center of all time. He's already in the top 5.
Let's comment.
Let's calm it down a little bit.
Got to see a career. Got to see a career come to completion.
But is he? Yes, he's on that path, right? What more do you feel like you would want to see from him to start putting him in those kind of categories? Because we didn't put Steph until like the top 10, 12 until like last year, until he won that one last year.
I think Joker's character or NBA player, I think it's something that we've overlooked for very long. And I think what you're getting out of Joker is what you make out of a 2K player when you do your my player.
Yeah.
Big man that can shoot threes.
I personally like top guards. But...
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's insane to see this. Like, I can't think of a better passer than he is. That was a center. Like, I know there were centers that could pass.
Sabonis could pass.
He could, but like
Vlade Divac could pass his ass off.
But what were they?
Bill Walton could pass his ass off.
What were they? Well, most of those outside of Bill Walton, what were they? They were foreign players.
European.
Foreign players, European.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they do. They're all skilled.
But they weren't dominant. They weren't scoring like this man is. And I swear to God, KK, I watched this man take a shot that if I watched Mitchell Robinson take that at the top of the key, or I watched fucking Obi Toppin take it, I would be nervous and it looks disgusting when it leaves his hands, and he makes it every time. He makes it every time. It's a cheat code. He's literally a cheat code. You expect your big man to play defense. You expect him to score. You at that size, you expect his stature to be like a stone wall. And we've overlooked it for so many years. It's been going on. They got rid of Nurkic. They got rid of Nurkic for him to sign.
And I remember when that happened.
I was like, this is stupid.
This is dumb. What are you doing?
I was like, Dame and him are gonna be great together. Yeah. And Jokic has been hurt since.
Yeah. Ever since LeBron dunked on him back in 2018, it ain't been the same for old Dirk.
But they saw the potential here in this kid. And bro, I've been watching it for a while, and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know what I'm watching. I'm watching a fat white Giannis. I'm watching a fat white Giannis that can pass the ball.
That's disrespectful to Jokic. Giannis can't shoot like this dude. Giannis can't pass like this dude either.
Exactly. I mean,
you're watching Arvydas Sabonis. That's what you're watching.
You're dissing Jokic right now by calling him Arvydas Sabonis.
Bro, you need to go look up his track record.
Yeah,
Arvydas got to the league when he was like 35.
I know that. That's the problem. I'm talking about NBA career now. They jumped on it. Yes, Arvydas Sabonis was balling in Soviet Russia or wherever the hell he was. I don't know where he's from. I think he played in the Russian league is what he played in.
I don't remember where he's from,
but regardless, like, this man is young. He's 27. And here's my crazy take. Here's my crazy take on the whole thing. After I watched his interviews during the finals, after I watched him, say, now we can go home. They told him the parade's Thursday, and he's like,
yes,
Thursday, and his look of panic. I don't know if he wants to do this much longer.
Nope. That is not hyperbolic at all.
And to be honest with you, I'm not upset if he doesn't want to, because I love his character. I love what he represents. He does this for his family.
Yep.
He puts his wife's wedding ring on his shoe every game.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know he puts his wife's wedding ring on his shoe every game?
No.
Wow. Yeah, he does that every game. Immediately he left to go to his wife and kids and brothers and father and mother. He didn't go celebrate with the team. They were getting shitty in there, and he was just like, I'm not about this life. He's just a country boy, basically, in Serbia. He wants to be with his horses and race. And let's be honest.
This is from Lithuania, by the way.
Lithuania, that's what it was. But I honestly feel like, and he's gonna know, big men break down quick, and he's thick, he's big, he's a big boy. I just don't think he has it in him too much longer. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, hey, I want to do this like 5 more years and that's it for me. I'd be okay with that. And I would want to measure his career after that if he's consistently doing what he's doing. He doesn't have to win championships. He's got one in there. But if he can still be dominant, he could probably be one of the better big men of all time, man.
You know who his career lines up with? It's Dirk. Dirk just got his championship later than Jokic got his, but Dirk won MVP. Like, he was scoring 28, 30 points a game. Like, he was all-star every year, all NBA every year. And then he got his ring, solidified. Dirk is the top 10 scorer all time in the history of the NBA. He's like number 8 or something like that, 7 or 8. So,
foreign player, unorthodox shots, 7 foot tall, very like goofy in motion, the way they move.
But the shit works. And they both beat Miami to get their championship.
It works. And I think the NBA is on notice now with this. I think they're forcing their scouts, just like we saw that movie with Adam Sandler. Like, they're going to be forcing their scouts to find guys like this because it's showing.
That's scary, though.
That is scary.
Do we not have talent in the United States anymore?
But we don't have the
Think about it. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, all our MVPs are now all Europeans.
Bro, they are dirt poor, these guys. They have dirt poor, and they have a lot more to play for.
That is exactly right.
hungry. They are hungry.
You're
And I
exactly right.
respect that. I respect that
Yeah.
because not one of those guys outside of Embiid, and I love Embiid, is cocky. Embiid is cocky because he went to Kansas and he got to be around that,
It's
and
just
he
his
loved
personality.
being
That's
that.
all it is.
That is, but like they're all humble. Giannis is a big kid. Jokic is a big kid. They're just the Luka's kind of like a big kid. It sucks to see him frustrated because I know that's not who he is.
Kyrie got to get out of there.
Huh?
Kyrie
I
got to
know,
get out of there ASAP so I
but
can get my Luca back.
yeah, man, we want our Luka back, man. But it's a shifting. Like, think about it. When we watched The Last Dance, we saw the clips because I know who Tony Kukoc was.
Yeah,
I never saw him play because we don't have the ability to watch that type of shit here.
I did. So where were you in like 94 to like 99?
I was on Earth. I don't know. I was
No,
here.
like what state? You were in Tampa?
Florida. I was in Florida,
Okay.
yeah.
During that time, I was in Detroit, right? And we had the WGN network. I watched every single Chicago Bulls game because
Yeah, I watched that. We had that too.
so like I watched Tony Kukoc and then I played with him on video games too. So
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the film of him overseas.
oh, the 92 Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, playing in Croatia. We never got to see that.
Yeah, no,
Got to see that. But they alluded to that in the documentary of how good he was and how he was the Jordan of Croatia or whatever. And they had to go get him. And they wanted to splatter him. They wanted to destroy him, and they did in the Olympic Games. They made him a joke. Now it's a shift of the guard. We're building teams around foreign players that are very good. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still good American players, but it's just the will is different. I feel like in America, and nothing to knock the country, of course, but the players that we produce, they're focused on individual talents. My individual talent can get me here. Where you watch Jokic's interview, and you'll see this with anybody in your career.
Facts.
When you talk to a foreign person trying to get a job, you ask them, tell me things about you. And they tell you things about everybody around them. Yep. My father did this to get me here. My mother was this. They never talk about themselves. And
it's true.
Jokic in his interview was saying, giving all the right things to his friend. He said, I'm happy we got one, but I'm more happy for Jamal Murray because he needed this more. Like it's good to hear that. It's selfless. And when you go and play overseas, some of those guys that were like, oh, fucking J.R. Smith's going overseas, but we know he's coming right back because he's going to go to a team. We're like, well, we're just going to throw him the ball the whole time. Yeah. But when you go and play for Real Madrid or one of these teams, it's fundamental. Anybody.
It's real.
They're averaging 10 points. Like, look at Luka's numbers. I don't think he was averaging 20 a game.
He was dominant. I think he was. He was just dominant. Really? Luka was. That's why we knew Luka was going to be good. Same thing with Wembanyama. Like, they know they've dominated these leagues over there. But
like Ricky Rubio, remember how the hype was on Ricky Rubio?
Yeah,
he was
I remember.
Like 10 and 10. And I mean, he wasn't a bad NBA player, but he was also at the very end of like, we're going to do the changing of the guard here for that. Yeah. So,
but I'll tell you what happened to basketball in the United States. AAU took over, and really, like, you think about it, these kids are like, they're trying to give them shoe deals at like 12. And so you have like the AAU coach, you have Nike or Adidas or Puma, and all these other people in their ear. They're like, yo, you got to work. You got to make like LaMelo shooting half-court threes in the middle of a team basketball game. For what? He just wanted to look good. You know what I mean? Like
the fucking small, all that shit.
Exactly. Like, so basketball in America is not. It's not. It used to be a poor man's sport. It's not really a poor man's sport anymore. Like, you got to travel to California, Europe, UNT, U19. Like, it's a lot of people who start making bags early. So they're not as hungry as, like you said, like somebody from war-torn Slovenia, Lithuania, like all this stuff, Poland. It's just, you hit that one on the nose. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. You gotta give it to them.
It's sad. It's sad to see that, man. And I wish I could say the same for baseball, but like, I know I'm trying to transition to a sport, but like baseball, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
foreign guys come over. I shouldn't say the foreign guys. The Latin American guys come over and they hot dog everything, and it's like, I get it. You came from nothing, but be hungry and be humble, man. Like, look at Yasiel Puig. Remember Yasiel Puig, how
Bruh.
good he was
I ask about him every like 6 months. Like, whatever happened to this dude, bro?
playing in Japan.
That's
Playing in
crazy
Japan.
to me. The MLB put a battery in his back and said, "Take over," like they did, like they're doing to Tatis, and both of them are just like Tatis. Now that he's off his suspension, or we'll see what happens. But like Yasiel Puig, they really wanted him to be a superstar, and he just flamed out. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's sad, but like I think with basketball, like these kids are they're all good kids. Every one of these foreign kids that come over,
Yeah.
they're good kids, and they they have humble backgrounds. Like if it were any of the Jokic brothers, I don't think they would be like this, obviously. But I think um Nikola is like you have to appreciate him, man. And
Yeah.
I think he's one of my top like 5 favorite players to watch right now. Like I thoroughly like him just for his character. Like he's funny, he's goofy, he loves his teammates, and I appreciate that. Like he took Jamal Murray in the pool, like he genuinely loves you, and that's hard.
Whatever. I'm over it now. Congratulations,
I like
Denver.
it. I like it. Hey man, I'm happy for him.
Listen, man, I woke up this morning watching LeBron James highlights because I know we're getting close to the end. And it just made me sad because I'm like, bro, who am I going to wake up every morning and watch highlights of? So we're gonna let's get into our next topic because a lot is gonna be happening in the NBA this summer. We have no idea what's gonna happen. But we do have some directions that we might be monitoring, right? So let's and I'll let you go first because we probably have the same thing. So just you start from your top. Like, what are five or so storylines that you are closely watching for? That doesn't include Denver.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen in Denver. If anything, they get some more pieces.
Yeah.
That's it. That band ain't getting broken up. Number 5, I'm gonna say is Wemby Watch. Is he really what we think he is? And are the Spurs gonna set him up for success to go there? That's what I'm watching there.
Let me spin off of that one because one of mine was the NBA draft in general, potential craziness, right? And I always like to, obviously Wemby is going to be Wemby. We'll see what happens with that. But this reminds me of like the Durant and Rose draft. Was that the same draft? No, it was Beasley. It was Beasley and Rose, right? And Beasley was the athletic, tall guy that could do all this stuff. And Derrick Rose was the hungry guard, right? I've been looking at Scoot Henderson, and I haven't pressed send on the tweet yet because I have to really, really like digest what I wrote because I wrote this. It's in my notes. I think Scoot Henderson might be the best player in this draft class. And 10 years from now, we're gonna be talking about Scoot. Like, think about it. Look at everyone's draft class.
He's big, bro. He's
Exactly.
big.
Look at remember Blake Griffin's draft class. Oh, Blake Griffin. Oh, he did it up. Steph Curry was in that same draft class. We don't talk about Blake Griffin no more. Like I think this is gonna be a situation because I don't wish injuries on anybody, but you know how I feel about tall, lanky players. I just don't.
He needs mass. He needs mass.
I can't trust it. Kristaps Porzingis is the latest example of that. Like, I just don't feel good about all that length and you don't have any strength in your legs and stuff like that. So I think Scoot Henderson, that dude. I was watching highlights today. Like today was the first time I actually like sat down and watched highlights. Charlotte Hornets have the number 2 pick. Yo, I don't know what's happening with LaMelo. He's dating Anna Montana now. This Instagram model. He got trapped just like his teammate PJ Washington. So good luck to him. But Jordan's thinking about selling the team. I think if he does sell the team and they get the right type of owner who actually understands how to run a team, if they get Scoot Henderson, the NBA is on notice. There's something about Scoot that he looks hungry, like somebody who's he's already in the G League and he looks hungry.
He's playing against NBA talent right now.
So
I don't know his character. Character is a big thing for me. Like this Brandon Miller kid, like I'm not one to call a spade, but you obviously aided and abetted in the situation, and it doesn't look good for your character. Can people change? Absolutely. I believe anyone and everyone can change. But I mean, that's
But
a
he
big.
can ball. He can ball.
He can ball, but like.
But don't you think, since that's already happened to him in college, like think about it, Ja Morant wasn't doing no dumb shit like this 5 years ago.
The best example he can get right now is what's going on with Ja
But
Morant.
Ja didn't do this in college. This is Brandon Miller has already done it. So to me, he's like, shit, I never want to be in that situation again because
you would think.
I would have to hope. I mean, damn, depending on where you get drafted.
That's true. And I want to believe that. I want the best for everybody. I'm not one of them being like, I hope this guy falls. Like, trust me, I want as much goofy shit I send you about Ja Morant. I want the kid to get his shit together.
And what do I always respond to you with? I'm like,
stop,
man. You know I can't. I think the reason why I'm so mad at Ja is because I see him as like a little bro, right? And I want him to do well. I'm like, yo, why are you being so stupid? So, yeah, you know, I love Ja. I still want to trust him.
Ja, I wouldn't trust Ja with anything, bro.
Think about it. Who was my favorite player growing up? Allen Iverson.
I get that.
I watched Allen Iverson get his name drugged through the mud his whole career, and I stuck with him like.
But AI wasn't flashing guns and doing shit like that.
They didn't have IG back then, bro. Come on.
He was beating his baby mama. That was it. And
they got IG back then, bro.
AI just got the bad rap.
He was facing like 27 years at one point.
I know, but for a bowling alley incident.
No, not even that one. This is when the incident happened, like with his wife.
Oh, with the wife.
He locked her out. She was naked or something like that. There was guns in the house. Like I was a young kid. I was like, damn.
But I think in AI's case, and we're getting way off topic, but
I know, but
AI's case, like he looked a certain way, and the media didn't want that, or like the NBA didn't want that thug mentality, but it got brought into it, and then it cohesed well with it, and you make a lot of money off of it. Rap music, styles, fucking logos on jeans. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, it was a good time, dog.
It was a good time. It was a great time.
It was a fantastic time.
But I think you got to look at character. And I think this Wemby kid, I think he looks humble. His dad, good. European, exactly. But what scares me is he looks just like Chet Holmgren. And have you seen Chet Holmgren lately?
Nah.
Google the motherfucker. He's been working out.
That's another team. OKC?
Yeah,
they overachieved this year. Now they get, if Chet becomes what he's supposed to be.
I want you to know, when I was younger, I used to enjoy watching the NBA draft because I almost knew everybody that was going to it, and I almost had a feeling of what was going to happen in it. And I feel like now we just disregard draft picks. We're like, God, I got the 15th pick. I hope this guy pans out. If not, he'll just be a role player for us.
You know what though? I was looking at like the last few drafts. Like I was looking at one last week we were on the show. Although we don't really pay attention to the names going in, because a lot of them, you know, think about it. Back in our day, kids were going to college for at least 3 years. You know what I mean? Like they were there. You know, their names were in the lights. Like TV viewership was just a lot different, a lot less distractions back then. There wasn't Instagram. There wasn't this. You had to watch. You had to watch, right? Nowadays, we just rely on Instagram highlights and Twitter highlights and YouTube. Like, it's not. We don't have that same attachment. On top of the fact that I was looking at the last few NBA drafts. People that we never probably expected to be good players, a lot of them are like really solid players in the NBA right now. Like, and you're like, wow, I didn't realize he got drafted in that class.
I agree, and
they make up a big makeup of our current NBA right now.
And my point is, like, it's luck. Like, do you think when the Utah Jazz drafted Donovan Mitchell, they were like, this guy's going to be a superstar?
Yes, he was a top six or seven pick.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was like 13.
Are you sure? Oh, I'm thinking about Dame Lillard.
Yeah, Dame Lillard. Yeah, I didn't know who Dame Lillard was. I mean, I knew who Dame
Lillard was. No
one
one knew who Dame Lillard was.
I knew who he was, but
I didn't know who he was.
I knew he was. I paid attention to sports like that then, like draft classes and stuff. And I was like, damn, I feel like they're reaching for this kid, but like, he looks good. We'll see what happens. And ran away with it.
Yeah, Mitchell went 13.
Yeah.
But like, I remember watching. I was in Louisville. Like, I like to watch Louisville play basketball because they had this kid Sosa at the time and all that stuff. But like, I didn't think he was going to be. I mean, he's a good player. He's not like he's
I didn't think he was going to be a superstar, but I think it's also where
Yeah.
you fit in and where you go and the organizations that believe in you, like the Nuggets, like the Jazz, like all these organizations that draft and believe in their players until they're like, we can't do it here, or I want money, or I want to be marketable, and then that's on them.
Or they
So
get lucky like OKC and give up Paul George and shit to go get Shea Gilgeous. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
look, Shea Gilgeous is think about it. Kentucky gets everybody, right? And you realize that all of them can't be a star at Kentucky. But then you get your Devin Bookers in the NBA, like, oh, that's why he went to Kentucky. He was already dominant. You get Shea Gilgeous, you get Tyrese Maxey. Like, that's just what happens with Kentucky.
don't forget my boy from Denver,
Who?
Murray.
Exactly. Exactly, right? It's like Kentucky, if
like,
John Calipari gets you, you may not win a tournament because he just don't believe in tournament wins no more.
You're ready.
But he gonna get you draft ready. For sure.
Essentially, you're ready for the NBA.
Yeah. As a feeder program.
All right, so we both say the draft. I'm more big on Wemby. Like, something's gonna happen. I want to see what, like, if he's set up for success.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about Zion? Because they were talking.
That's one of mine.
All right, so can I get yours on that one, please? Because he's part of that drafting for me. But go ahead.
Yeah. So the word on the street is the Pelicans will move Zion.
Not willing.
Yeah. They're willing to move Zion if they can move up to get Scoot Henderson. And it will require reading all the beat writers. It will require either Zion, or Brandon Ingram, one of the two.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they're foolish to do that.
What's going on in New Orleans?
Yeah, I think they're jumping the gun here. Kid's massive. You know what you're getting into, a massive kid like that. We literally saw him blow out of his shoe. Like,
Charles Barkley was massive too. He cut the weight.
But he exactly, he did. But I also think, what have I been telling you a lot about these NBA teams, the ones that are not run well? They give these players a lot of freedom to do what they want.
And get bitches pregnant, and then I should have said that about that.
I don't think Zion's a bad guy at all. I think he's very, very good guy. I think he's 22 years old. He's 22 fucking years old. Okay? At 22, I'd be trying to bang porn stars and bodies like that and brag to my boys. But I think you have to, like, get these players on a chokehold and monitor what they're doing and see the progress and things like that. But I think if, like, every time Zion's on the court, he's dominant. Don't take that away from him. He is fucking man-child.
Yeah, 27 and like 9 for his career when he plays.
Exactly.
He's young. He's like a little Shaq.
He is. And I think if they get rid of him, I think that would be foolish because they have camaraderie there. They have like a cohesive unit with Brandon Ingram, with him.
How can they have camaraderie if he only plays 20 games a year, though?
He's still there at the games. He's still there.
But like, it's like Ben Simmons. There's no camaraderie. He's just sitting there.
I think you're foolish. I think you were foolish to walk away from Zion. I really think you are.
Listen, Scoot and BI, that could work, bro. Like a guard like him and BI.
What team did we say where we thought was scary coming into the season?
New Orleans.
We both said New Orleans.
Yeah, but that's because Zion wasn't healthy. That's why they didn't make it. But they still, and think about it. And this is why I'm like, maybe because Brandon Ingram in March and April, he carried them to the NBA playoffs. Like,
what did I talk about? What did I talk about just before we talked about this with the Denver Nuggets? How they didn't give up on players.
Okay.
Don't give up on your boy. Don't give up.
I mean, it's been 4 seasons. You want a max deal, and you've only played a quarter of those 4 seasons. That's the problem. And the only thing I can give you that gives me, like, I can speak on this type of topic, Joel Embiid. Like, same shit happened to him. He didn't play his first 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, and then load management was real with him. Mm-hmm. And he was out, in and out. He's just won an MVP. So
a good organization did that. That's what
Not a
happened.
good organization.
He
We
didn't give
trash,
up on
bro.
that
We are
one.
trash.
I try to make you happy by
No,
saying
no, no, no.
I
We
agree.
are a
I
trash
agree.
organization.
I agree.
I'll, another topic for another day.
But I think you can't give up on him, and I think they'd be foolish to move on from him. I know you want that, but giving up both of
I
one
didn't
of
say
them.
I want that.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying the Pelicans. I
They
know
don't
that.
probably want that either, though. They're probably just trying to put pressure on him. Like, look, bro, you slipping right now. Your name was in the news
I
for all the
agree.
wrong reasons.
I agree. Whoever's their PR guy, like you got to fire that guy. You got to fire him, or fucking put him in a room, blindfold him, beat him with sticks every hour, and make him listen to Pink Floyd the
I was
entire
about to
time.
say, like, who's the vet on their team? I mean, CJ McCollum is technically the vet. He's a good vet,
A good vet to
but
have.
I don't think his character like vibes with like a Zion. I think they need like a DeAndre Jordan in the locker room or a
I
Dwight
think
Howard or not Dwight,
no, not Dwight.
not
Not
Dwight. Oh, my bad. My
no,
bad.
but I think he's definitely a guy that he's 22 years old. It's so tough at 22. Only a dime a dozen can do it. So I think I hope a child will make him grow up. I hope seeing his name drugged through the mud by adult film stars, and people looking
Antonio
at
Brown has
him.
children.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
saying.
I'm just
Child don't
saying,
always do nothing.
hopefully it helps him grow up. But that's one of the ones
Ja
I have
Morant has a daughter. My bad.
that um Zion just looks so different than all of that though. Like
Yeah, but him and John for the same, bro. They're on the same AAU team. The South Carolina water, bro. I'm telling you, man.
it's
Something's
bad.
wrong with that water.
It's bad, but hopefully he grows up from it. But yeah, that's one of mine. What's going to happen to Zion? I think that, like you just said, I think the Pelicans are putting pressure on him. Like, hey man, we're putting all this time and effort into you. Don't make us trade you for Scoot.
Yeah. And
So
and I'll transition off of that to give you one of mine, actually, because Zion and Ja are always going to be connected at the hip forever. Just like Sam Bowie and Michael Jordan. Just like, you know what I mean? Like they're always going Trey Young and Luca, they're always going to be attached, right? And we all thought, I was, there was a camp like people like me who said John Morant's gonna be the better player. And there was a camp of people who said Zion's going to be the greatest thing ever. There was another camp that said Zion is, the next LeBron. Like, remember the hype? We talk about Wembanyama. Zion's hype was crazy, and he went to Duke. And President Obama went to his basketball game where he blew out his shoe, and them tickets cost like a few stacks. So the hype on Zion was real. Meanwhile, Ja has bursted onto the scene. Right? Obviously, we're waiting for the suspension that Adam Silver's about to hang down.
that's one
That's
of mine.
so good. So dealing with Zion is one thing, but Zion is weight issues and just immature shit. What Ja got going on? Adam Silver has been on like a media tour lately. he's
Adam
feeling
Silver's
himself.
low-key funny. Adam Silver's low-key funny.
He's feeling himself right now. I don't know what he has in store for Ja, but he's pissed off at Ja for fooling him when he came into his office and said he was contrite and said he was sorry. He started making jokes about Ja at the end of the freaking interview with Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick.
I was like, yo, this dude Silver is on a roll right now.
I loved it, man. I loved it. I was like,
So
you did it.
what's gonna happen to Ja, bro? Like you think give me over under 41
Over under 41 games.
half the season.
I wouldn't be surprised if he suspended the entire season.
Ooh, I can't see that. You know why? Because I don't think Adam Silver wants him just to be back in the streets doing some stupid shit and then die
I
on
don't
his
think
watch.
so either. I don't think so
So
either. I'm curious though. Like I could see it as bad as that, but I could see it over 40 something games.
I would
I
say
could
like 25. You know why? Because at the end of the day, what is the NBA? It's a business.
Mhm.
Whenever those Christmas games are on, they're going to put him on Christmas Day and they're going to play either the Lakers or Zion. Just put it. I'm just letting y'all know right now. So if they suspend him like amount of games, but he's eligible to come back December 22nd, just know they're playing Christmas game, and he knows he's gonna make a lot of money off of that game because that's like probably one of his first games back, right? So I think at the end of the day, he is still a businessman. And like, if this was David Stern, it'd be the whole season. Like, this is, if David Stern was a drop the hammer shit, like, he didn't give a damn, right? Adam Silver is a businessman and a very, he's a player's coach, quote unquote, right? I think he'll give like, until like December, come back and play on Christmas. I'm gonna make a hell of money off of this game. I might stream it on Hulu or some shit like that.
I don't think, man. I think he's
businessman.
I truly think he's hurt by this, man.
Think about it. That first one, he only suspended 8 games. Eight. For some, he was wilding and only got him for 8. And they were like retroactive while he was in therapy.
Yeah, I think he got with the fool me once. I think that's what it is. I'm guessing either half the season or I really don't know. I want to say 60 games, but maybe half the season.
He can't afford to lose all those ratings, I'm telling you. Who the hell is in Memphis that you're gonna turn in a small market? Who the hell is in Memphis that you're gonna turn the TV on to watch? Desmond Bain? Come on, man.
You're gonna call him and say, y'all better go out with somebody.
23 games. Or whatever, 25.
And he better not be flashing a gun on IG.
Show me your gun.
Show us the gun.
Show us the gun.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God. All right.
All right. Speaking of show us the gun, my other one that I have was, Mr. Infamous Kyrie Irving. He's he has 2 from me. He literally has 2 ones that I have. One, he went on IG Live, and that's where the guy said, "Show us the gun," and I pissed my pants laughing. But he announced his shoe deal, and I want to know where he's going to get his shoe deal done with.
He already said it.
Did he?
Yeah, it's with this thing in China.
Is it Anta?
Yeah, Anta.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear him come out and say it yet. I saw him.
He signed with Anta.
Okay. All right. So
I think I saw that a few hours ago.
I didn't. Well, then it must be recent because they took pictures of him in an Anta shoe, and that was like speculation that he may be signing with Anta.
Look, I just typed in Kyrie Irving, and then Fan Nation, Kyrie Irving signs new sneaker deal with Anta. Hoops hype, Kyrie Irving signs deal with Fox News. Kyrie's new shoe deal with Chinese company appears near following breakup.
Okay, so he's with Anta. But my other one would be, what's Kyrie Irving going to do this summer? Like, what is he going to do? Is he
gun to your head? Where do you think? Like, all right, this is it.
Pull the fucking trigger and kill me. That's what I'm saying. No, I think Kyrie's going to Miami. That's where I think Kyrie is going.
Miami.
I think Kyrie is
the
going.
Heat culture.
Yeah,
Pat Riley does not.
Miami is either going to get Kyrie Irving or Bradley Beal.
What? So one of mine is Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar is not leaving. Dame Dollar is not leaving Portland.
Why
I've been
not?
reading up on it. He doesn't want to leave.
Bro, he gonna be KG for real?
He is teasing. They're gonna have to KG him, and they're not. They're committed to him, and he is also committed to them. I've been reading up on it, and he's just teasing the media because that's what they want to hear.
I don't know, dog. I don't know.
Dame is not leaving.
You know who I listen to? I listen to Brian Windhorst, bro, and he said the trade market is quiet, but I don't know, man.
He is not leaving. I'm telling you.
So you think he's staying for real?
For real. Bradley Beal is definitely getting moved.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The new ownership has already told him we will facilitate a trade for you.
Philly.
Miami.
Philly.
Miami or Philly.
I've been waiting for Bradley Beal for 3 years now.
I know you have. So have the Miami Heat as well.
Okay, we got Tobias Harris. We have Korkmaz.
I want to tell you why the Heat makes sense.
Tyler Hero, that's all they got.
That contract. It doesn't kick in till next year. You have to pay him. And Pat Riley wrote the book on these contracts, how to do this. You package that Tyler Hero.
Why would Washington want him?
Huh?
Why would Washington want to deal with that?
Because they're stupid. They're a dumb.
Like the reason why Hero's good because he fits the Miami Heat system really well. There's no system in Washington.
bro. Somebody could say it, and hey, that's our hero right there. Come on down to the nation's capital. Trust me. At the end of the day, we say like, what is it? It's also a contracts game. How can the contracts align? How can we make this happen?
Him and Kuzma, I just
Trust
don't
me.
see it, dog.
Ebony and Ivory right there, bro.
That's
But
crazy. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I could see Bradley Beal going to 3 teams:
Philly.
the Philly, the Heat, or the Knicks. Those are the 3 I could see.
I see Bradley Beal actually in Boston for whatever reason. I think Jaylen Brown, they work out something and they bring in Bradley Beal, like a 3-team trade. They got like Bradley Beal and like something else that they really like.
Yeah. And that's my biggest one. This NBA offseason is going to be a lot of fun.
It will.
Chris Paul's also out there.
I heard he might. I heard they just gonna pay him a little bit less. He gonna come back to Phoenix.
I don't think so.
And they use it as like a leverage player or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the story on that one. But he's only going to play for Miami, Los Angeles, or Phoenix. Hot states.
Yeah. I've also heard a theory, and I was reading that the Spurs might be looking into him.
For Wemby?
Not for Wemby. Just trying to get him to come to San Antonio to pair him with Wemby.
That's what I mean. For Wemby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would make sense. Not trade. I mean, not trade, but like, yeah, of course, you want to bring your young superstar with one of the greatest point guards of all time. Yeah, you should do that because who's your point guard right now? I have no idea. Terry Rozier. Yo, Terry Rozier is the last person I want teaching my young superstar. I can see that.
That would be good, but like, it's going to be interesting. The whole James Harden thing is picking up steam now too. Somebody said that. Big Perk, who definitely is on Perk. James Harden, I love him to death. Don't get me wrong, but he has some wild. When he said James Harden's gonna go out there, he's gonna sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm like, bro.
He said that.
He said the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's not happening.
There's no way. They're screaming and trying to. Their biggest panic move is not even LeBron James. It's, we can't let Austin Reeves go.
I know, exactly. Bro, they are nervous about Mr. Austin.
They're not even nervous about LeBron. They said Bronny's a U.S.
Listen, if the Rockets get Austin Reeves, remember Chandler Parsons was on the same wave. John Barry, Brett Barry, they all end up in Texas for whatever reason, and then they just flame out. Jeremy Lin, it's like all these flash in the pans, they all end up in the state of Texas, and then it just disappears. So, if it happens, Austin Reeves is going to be out the league pretty soon.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, man, but I think Miami's going to make a big splash. I think Miami's going to get 2 solid players, like one superstar type player, whether it's Kyrie or Beal or Lillard.
I just can't see Kyrie. Pat Riley ain't dealing with that.
They tried to trade for him. at the deadline.
But no Adonis in the house, no Adonis in the locker room no more. Like who's
if anybody can, I gotta stop saying this. I was to say if anybody can do it to there's nobody that can do it to Kyrie.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know, man. It's tough.
It is tough, but I feel like his leash will be very, very tight there if he were to go. And I don't know. I feel like Kyrie tears places down, and I wouldn't want him near the Heat. But
yeah, I Jimmy and him, I can't see it, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It just doesn't. It don't vibe. It don't vibe. Like they'll probably go get like a Van Fleet. Like, do it the right way. Go get you like a young, solid point guard like that. I'm sorry. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to upgrade and become not a powerhouse, but like a problem in the East.
But they've been a problem in the East without having to upgrade. So, like,
but
I think they keep just doing small moves like they've been doing.
No, it's been reported out of Miami that they're going to target a superstar type player.
Which means Bam's on the move then.
Bam's not on the move. Tyler Hero's on the move. Bam is not on the move.
People dangling Tyler Hero like he's like Larry Bird. Like, come on now. He ain't all that.
we give Pat Riley the credit for winning championships and getting teams to the finals. We don't give him the credit he deserves for being an executive. to be
Oh, yeah,
honest with
he's shrewd. He's a shrewd operator. I walked past
you.
his condo in South Beach once. I was like, God damn. Like, I looked at that building. They're like, yo, Pat Riley lives here. I was like, oh my God, I can tell. He looks like a mobster.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks like a mobster.
Pat Riley calls you up and he's just like, do you want to make a trade? Like I guarantee you it's some
His
crazy.
hair is all slick and everything.
Yeah. Just sitting there like this at the table.
It's just, you can hear like a little music in the background.
A violin, a glass of wine on the table.
Nah, I'm dropping the phone. I'm like, nah, I'm good, sir.
Free agent is going to be a lot of fun this year, and even LeBron's thrown into the mix. What's LeBron going to do? Like,
he's coming back, but
I know that, but
that's my last one is LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, because every move that is happening around and LA stays, because LA only has 3 people on contract: LeBron, AD, and Max Christie. They're the only 3 players that they have on contract. So they need to run it back with the guys that they brought in. Take out D'Angelo Russell though, because D'Lo, he's like Jordan Poole to me. Like, it doesn't surprise me.
Word on the street, he's still taking shots in the gym.
And what has it produced? 5 for 24. So, what the Lakers end up doing in free agency, how aggressive they decide to be, they got the team to the conference finals and they lost to the NBA champions. So it's like something that you can kind of be like, okay, at least we lost to the NBA champions, right? And it wasn't like Miami was more competitive than LA. LA was just like Miami. They were in every single game, but Denver just executes just a lot better, right? So what LeBron and Matt was it Matt Pelinka? No,
Rob.
Why did I say Matt? Rob Pelinka, LeBron, Mav Carter, Clutch Sports, GD Bus, what they all because they're gonna be collaborating. Jeff Hornacek, not Jeff Hornacek. God, what's his name? He's like an executive with the Lakers now. It makes no sense to me. Oh, so just think of some white dude from the 90s.
I can't think off the top of my head.
Kurt Rambis. Kurt Rambis is up there. His wife makes a lot of decisions. So what LA decides to do, that it moves the needle. At the end of the day, Denver just won a championship, and nobody's going to be asking what Denver's going to be doing in free agency. It's always going to be about where Durant is, where Steph is, where LeBron. And then also, speaking of Steph, the implosion of Golden State. That's another one. Draymond Green might get traded. Klay Thompson might not get the money he's looking for. They're all getting a year older. Jordan Poole's got a big-ass deal. Andrew Wiggins is still there. So the rules with that are the new CBA are directed primarily for the Golden State Warriors.
Kuminga is being thrown out there right now.
He's not good. Everyone was saying Kuminga, Wiseman, and the other cat. They didn't develop none of them.
They didn't, because they didn't. But some team will get them. Bro, there's an idiot born every day, and I bet you he'll go to a team where he'll get more minutes to play, and he'll be a solid player. But if you're not going to get playing time behind Steph and Clay and Draymond, the
old guys trying to hang on for dear life.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a very well run organization until the money started stacking up, and then finally
he said, "Peace out. Y'all deal with this yourselves, bro." He screwed the whole shit,
dude.
He just screwed the whole shit up. Like, nah, bro, I'm out of here.
Saw the owner was like, "I don't know why you're doing this."
Yeah, bro. They're both at the press conference sitting next to each other, and he didn't give a damn. He's like, "Look, you're like a son to me. Like, why? What are you doing?"
I don't agree with it.
That's just jacked up.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely fucked up the books there, man. And now his son is going to come in there and be the GM, his real son, and he's going to be like, he's going to go in there like, this guy's gone, and this is tearing all down.
Yo, when Jerry Jones' son took over, they got better. The Dallas Cowboys over the last 5-6 years have been a pretty good team, and that's ever since Jerry Jones gave some power to his son. So. Yeah, these the young kids, we millennials, we think different. We think a lot more logically. And we don't fall in love with players and hold on for dear life.
We'll see, man. But that's what sells you tickets too. At the same time, people come and they want to see that. But
Yeah,
I think that's a good core to hold on to. I think the whole Jordan Poole thing was a little bit too much, but they panicked and they paid him.
yeah,
And then look what happened. Draymond punched him. So
yeah. It's just if we see with every dynasty. Look at the Spurs over the last few years; they've been horrible. Chicago, ever since Jordan left, up until Derrick Rose, was horrible. New England is still trying to find their identity right now. It's once that dynasty is over, it's tough. Like that transition is tough, and then if your superstar is 35 now, like it ain't. It's we're getting closer to the end. Like LeBron being 38 and still being the best player on that team is sad. Honestly, like that. You got to start bringing up the young talent gradually so that the transition is a lot smoother. The dynasty way though is tough, bro, because you've been championship ring chasing every year for the last 8 years. You know what I mean? So it's tough. Very tough.
I agree.
All right, NBA. We'll see what happens this summer. Free agency, we're gonna be crazy. So we gonna be, you know how we are. We gonna be oh, this shit happened. So we gonna be talking.
I feel like draft day is gonna be crazy trades going
Oh,
on.
that's for me. Draft day is actually a draft that I actually want to watch because I know some crazy shit's gonna happen. It's just inevitable. So we go. I mean, damn, it's inevitable. I can't wait. It's gonna get juicy. But let's put a bow on the season. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to Miami for even getting there in the first place. And Nikola Jokic, my bad. You know, I like to do my apologies. Nikola Jokic, my bad. Like I didn't understand your game. Like the Shaq meme, I did not understand your game. So I get it now. So let's move on. We still got
I've
some.
got no apologies on the season, actually. I got none.
You
Everything
got
that
no apologies? How about the New York Knicks? Your front office. You was giving them shit.
Okay, I can give that, but
Yeah.
I behind them. I rallied behind them
The
when it
first
happened.
time I saw you smile about the Knicks, I was like, "Oh wow, he's really feeling it now." Yeah, apologize to the front office.
I
Leon
apologize.
Rose, he was not
I'll
even
give that.
all of them.
Jalen Brunson, I did not understand your game
I
until
didn't understand the game, bro.
I didn't know you were that good, man. Just do it next year, please, for the love of
Hey,
God.
but we should have known better, Villanova. But Josh Hart, he on the move. Can we get him off y'all?
Nah, he ain't getting them off us,
Are you
bro.
sure y'all got money for him? Because he just proved his worth.
I've been trying to follow him and pick his brain from what I see.
Yeah.
He said he really wants to come back to the Knicks. And he was like, money's really not an issue, but I would like to get paid. So they were comparing his contract to that of like a Markieff Morris, I think.
Why Markeith?
Because I forgot how they did the breakdown of like how they compared the contract. I was looking at like how they paid. I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Pay him. So it's kind of like not too high, but kind of high to try and keep him. And I think it's doable. So we'll see. I'm curious what these fuckers are gonna do. Like, there's talk of Westbrook coming in. There's talk of
To New York.
Yes, there's a
Oh
whole.
God, please don't let it happen, dog.
He's
The
the
team
Vegas
is
odds.
ruined.
Look exactly. Look at the Vegas odds. The Knicks are the number one to get him. I hope not.
Russ to the New York Fashion Week. Dog, what's y'all?
Let's put a bow on the NBA. I don't want to get my blood.
Don't get me started. I mean, I have a new coach. I don't know what's happening. I'm scared in Philly. So yeah, what's going on in Philadelphia? All right,
Football.
NFL. The running back market, right? Real quick. Saquon Barkley is the latest victim of this market. McCaffrey's been talking about it. He need to stand up for the running backs. Everyone's saying it's a dying position. Like, damn, it is starting to get very like offensive, honestly. Like, because I can understand. I mean, Austin Eckler had to come back for pennies. He has 38 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. 38 touchdowns as a running back over the last 2 seasons. So the disrespect is clearly evident now, and I get it from an analytical standpoint. Yeah, if I have a row of running backs, yeah, I mean I'm gonna be good. But what's your take on all of this? I mean, especially start off like Saquon and then like open it up for me a little bit.
I view that as you have a room of a bunch of accountants isn't there a top accountant that's overviewing these guys and making sure they're doing good and making sure that their numbers are right and everything like that?
Yeah.
That's the guy who's getting paid the most, right?
Yeah.
Big hefty. Fuck you, pay these guys, man.
Yeah.
This fucking bullshit small contracts are horseshit to me. But with Saquon, like they just started talks again today.
Who's the best player on the New York Giants?
Saquon Barkley.
So it's not even like this shouldn't even be a conversation. That's what offends me about that.
I agree. It offends me too. It's really annoying, and it's stubbornness of teams because they're run by money hungry people, money shark guys that are like, oh, we need to do contracts like this and that. And granted, you got Daniel Jones on the books now. Congratulations. But Daniel Jones isn't the guy who's putting fans in the stands, and he wasn't winning.
And without Saquon, he ain't doing this again.
Yeah, but they view, oh, we don't have to pay you. We can use the next guy up.
And, all right, Wade Goldman.
Exactly.
Okay, bro.
It's goofy, man. Like I hate that everyone's like the NFL is a business. No, the NFL is a business, but it also fucks over some people.
Oh yeah, right. It's a business that's designed to fuck over people. That's what they're engraved.
We have it engraved that we have to give these quarterbacks all this fucking money. What is it? Quadruple the amount that a running back makes, basically.
Yeah,
that's insane to think. And
it's wild.
It is, and half the time, like, is Kirk Cousins really winning you ball games, or was it Dalvin Cook running the ball down the field a million times and then he finds Adam Thielen in the end zone and all that? Like
the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. A lot of his passes was dumps off to running backs. James, James Woods, whatever his name was?
White.
James White. Like, he been dumping off passes to running backs forever. So, I mean, they have value, clearly. And I don't know, man. It's just I'm pulling up the contracts of NFL running backs right now. It's crazy. Like, the highest paid running back base salary is $10 million. $10,850,000 for Nick Chubb. That's his base salary next year. $10 million. Derrick Henry, $10,500,000. Who's the best player in Tennessee? It's not even close. It's not even close. You know what I mean? Like,
Nick Chubb is the reason the Browns are even relevant. I'm sorry.
Literally, because even with having Deshaun Watson, he wasn't ready yet. And Baker Mayfield hasn't been shit since he got there. That's been Nick Chubb running the show, making it easier for the quarterback. So you basically telling me that I should be the lowest paid person on the team other than the punter or the kicker, but my job is to take all the pounding and make my job easier for my quarterback. I'm doing a lot of freaking work. I got to pick up the block.
That's why I told you I respect Devin Singletary. You can make fun of me all for it, but like he ran the ball all the way to the fucking 10-yard line for Josh Allen just to punch it in. Yeah, that's a good strategy. But you know the toll in his body? Like, pay that man. Pay him. And they just said, you're going to go play with the Texans. That's, me, like, that's what I view that as.
But here's the argument for what the GM see, right? Super Bowl winning champs, 7th round pick, Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon getting paid $6.5 million, right? They start looking at other big names. AJ Dillon, $1.3 million. J.K. Dobbins, $1.3 million. Javonte Williams, $1.4. Like, they have production. DeAndre Swift, $1.7. Travis Etienne, like, they proving that we have all these people making $1.8 million and giving us the same result that you're giving us for $10, $12, $13 million. I don't think so. So you got to see it from the money standpoint. All these dudes are making $1 million and they're top running backs.
I see the analytical points of it, but it's hard to stomach and look at it. It bothers me because, like, at the end of the day, these are human beings that need to get paid too, and they produce. It's a team sport, right? But we focus on all these focal points, and we're like, we're gonna single these guys out. We're gonna single these guys out. Like, running back, like, I feel like that's the hardest position to be because you're physically getting beaten. You're giving the ball and everybody's running to you to take you down.
Yeah.
You're blocking a defensive end to come. you're asked to even catch the ball and run down the field. Sometimes you're even asked to unscripted throw the ball down the field. There's a
Hey
whole
man,
lot.
it's all for the team, dog.
It is. It's all for the team, and then at the end of the day, it's fuck you. But
Yo,
it's a generational talent like Saquon Barkley is. Pay the man, pay him.
yo.
And it opens the floodgates for everybody. Is what happens.
So I looked at who's gonna be making the most finance, like actual liquid money next year, right? Out of the running backs. You know who's number one on the list?
Who?
Bijan Robinson, the rookie, is already making more money than Christian McCaffrey, Kamara, Aaron Jones. Yo, the running back market is just crazy. It's wild. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, think about it. We play fantasy football. You don't get a good running back in fantasy football, your team is cooked. It's that important to your team. Like, you can have a bad tight end and be fine. You can have some subpar wide receivers as long as you have like a great 2 running backs and a quarterback. Like, you can make it work. Running back though, like, it's tough. So, and if think about it, by the 3rd round, ain't no good running backs anymore. You just hoping that this guy hits and this guy hits. So it's a hard position to quantify, but I mean, it's an important position. And we already saw the fullback pretty much get taken out the NFL. I don't want that to happen with the running back. Like, I don't want the game to look like some flag football bullshit or something like that. Like, that's what I'm scared of more than anything, is that we're going towards that flag football route. I literally read an article today that said, why is flag football becoming so popular in America? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, they're setting us up. We're setting this up for the future. Because, like, it's a dangerous sport. It really is. So it's tough, bro. It's tough. I don't understand it, but damn.
It is, and I bet you like they have advocates fighting for it all the time in like their meetings for like the player association.
They should go on strike. Like, do the replacement shit.
It's gonna be tough.
They should go to the XFL and be like, and then The Rock and them like, yo, we gonna pay you buku money, whatever you want.
Yeah, man. Then what you're expecting to happen happens, and it takes place, and we never see the elite running back again. Just running back by committee.
Literally, that's what's there. You're right. You're right. Never mind. It's a bad idea. All right.
It's bad. I feel like I don't know. I'm not a finance guy, and I can't tell you how that happens. But I feel like if you're a top 3 producing player on a team, or top, I guess in football it should be more like top 10. You need to make like the top tier money of the team. It just makes sense to me, but doesn't work that way. And it's sad the way that we view running backs, because their bodies take the most hits, the most toll. You're running constantly. Your knees are getting fucking hit.
Think about it. You say all of that right now, right? The GM is hearing all of that. They're like, yeah, I ain't giving them no 12 million. Yeah, because you're absolutely right.
GM's like, I got a lunch meeting at fucking 12. Can we hurry this up?
So yeah, ain't nothing we can do about it. But who the Jets got running back this year? Michael Carter,
Bam McKnight, and Breece Hall, hopefully. So
Breece Hall will be ready week 1.
Skeptical. Everybody's being positive about it. They're saying at least latest week 3 or 4.
Okay. So, I mean, from what you've been seeing, obviously, now it's one thing, like, you're a Jets fan, right? Your team is not always being talked about every week, right? So that's not something that you're accustomed to. So now that your team is going to be in the news every single day for whatever happens, any little spat that happens, y'all gonna be in the lights, right? What are you hoping for this summer? What do you think you're gonna see this summer? What are you looking forward to this summer?
The same thing you ask me this question every time. Just sign Quinnen Williams so I can be
That's right.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Once Quinnen Williams is signed, I'm okay. But we're literally becoming the New York Packers. We're taking everybody from the pack. We just took Amos,
right?
Yeah. And unfortunately, one of the safeties that we signed in the offseason,
Clark.
Yep, he's going to be out significant amount of time. So that makes sense for the Amos signing. But yeah, man, I'm trying to take the Rich Eisen approach here. Like, I'm not used to hearing this.
It's a lot, bro.
Not used to hearing this about the Jets. It's we've got one of the greatest quarterbacks in here to play for the team. He's doing a world tour. He's at Taylor Swift concerts. He's at the Met Gala. He's at the Emmys. He's everywhere, man. He's making his tour. And I'll tell you this, though. I pay attention to the beat writers. I pay attention to the IG live stories. I pay attention to the Twitter pages, all of that. And I've never seen this team so happy before. I'm dead serious.
But it's still the honeymoon phase. Bro, remember the Eagles 10 years ago talking about dynasty? We were all chimmy and chummy, and then we went 4-12. It's the honeymoon phase.
Don't compare my team to your Eagles, bro.
4-12.
We didn't have social media like we did like that we could watch live shit and stuff like that. Like the interactions I see, the playfulness I see at
social media is fake. I'm sorry. I don't believe nothing I see on social media, so that don't mean they're happy for real.
Bro, Sauce Gardner.
I do like Sauce though.
When Sauce got into the building, I saw a shift to the guard. I saw fun come. I saw like swagger. We have this guy named Mike Clemens on the team. He literally has no emotion. Like they walk into the thing and there's like a girl that works at social media and she's like, "What's the song that you listen in the car today?" And he was like, "Silence," and just walked. Like that's his demeanor every time they ask him stuff. I just see a lot of good energy in the locker room. I'm not saying that it's going to take us to the promised land. I'm just saying I've seen, like when Zach Wilson got there, I didn't see that. I didn't see that happiness.
Yeah.
I literally saw the entire team shift to Mike White and say, "This is our quarterback."
That's embarrassing.
And we're rallying around him. And then when they put Zach Wilson back in, I didn't see that energy. I kept paying attention to the page and the beat writer, and a lot of it was saying that they're not behind this kid. And
can I give you a perspective that I can relate to that? Carson Wentz, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, number 2 pick, just like Zach Wilson. We had a lot of expectation for a dude we never heard of, just like Zach Wilson. And he didn't really live up to the hype that we expected him to. And we were all team Nick Foles by the end. Obviously, he won the Super Bowl. We are like, no matter what Carson Wentz did, you could just see everyone just jumping off that bandwagon. So what's going to happen is that Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone. I don't think there's any way possible you guys letting Zach Wilson ever start a game like that. It's never going to be his team again because his confidence is already. We see it with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has not been, ever since his almost MVP season, he's been a below average quarterback since. So but I'm very worried about Zach Wilson's confidence moving forward.
Could give a fuck about Zach Wilson moving forward. Don't let him see a fucking football on my team. All I can say the difference between that is when you got Carson Wentz, you gave him a team. The first couple of years Zach Wilson was there, he did not have a team.
All right. The team was coming together with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall.
No. I'm saying the first year that he was there, he did not have a team. Then we gave him a team. And we gave him a good O-line. We gave him receivers. We gave him all types of toys to play with. Yes, it was all brand new and shiny, but all he had to do was open out the package and, Christmas Day type shit. And he couldn't do it. So good riddance, bro. Write it off on your taxes. Whatever you got to do, get them off the books. I'm sorry. You got to learn to say no to some of these picks. Because in my eyes, that was a panic pick. Justin Fields was the quarterback. That was the quarterback we should have taken. Can't miss that.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a kid from BYU or a kid that's playing elite talent at Ohio State. In the championship game.
Yeah.
Unless he like super athletic and off the charts, which Zach Wilson is not off the charts. Athletic, yes.
But he could do that little turnaround throw thing across his body. Yo, the draft combine became so annoying with that. I'm like, bro, all right, cool. Everybody can do that short to the t-shirt. Come on now.
It's ridiculous. It's a poor draft room, and it is whatever. I'm gonna give that one to your boy Joe Douglas and be like, you really screwed the pooch here. But
he
yeah,
turned it around.
he turned it. He made me a believer. He went and got him the tools. He saw this kid needs help, and he got him the tools, but he can't do it.
Yeah.
So I, for me with the Jets, it's tough. It really is tough hearing our name all the time. Like it's almost, I see them on minicamp and I see doing that, and like if Aaron Rodgers like sneezes, they're like Aaron Rodgers sneezed 4 times a day. I'm like, God, man, like it's getting annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign Quentin Williams. We need Breece Hall back. Everything I keep hearing sounds good. I really don't think he's going to be back week 1. I think they're being very optimistic. Week 2, week 3 at best.
So should I keep him in fantasy?
Man, that's up to you. I would. You know me, I'm a homer. I drafted him and I loved it before he went down. But other than that, like we have a crazy receiving group. Our receiving group is deep. Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis, Randall Cobb, McCole Hartman. Like that's a deep group of players. And
it's like Kansas City's last year.
Yeah, it's good. It's something I've never seen. It's always been, two good like Brandon Marshall and Aaron Decker.
But no, y'all always had good receivers, bro.
We always have one. That year we went and got Aaron Decker and Brandon Marshall. And that
Charbonnet.
Was but could you name? You mean Corbett? Are you talking about Corbett?
Corbett, Levius Coles.
Yeah, bro. Now you're going way back.
Okay. Give me all receivers.
Jericho Cotry.
Santana Moss.
Santana Moss was not that good. I'm sorry.
He's Super Bowl MVP. Am I wrong?
Santana Moss? No, he's never sniffed a Super Bowl.
What? You sure?
Santana Moss has played for the Jets and he's played for the Washington Redskins.
That's right.
Never seen. You're thinking Santonio Holmes.
I'm thinking of Santonio Holmes. Y'all had him too.
When we had Santonio Holmes, it was a head case. He was a head case.
Super Bowl MVP.
Give a fuck. He was a head case for us.
Y'all have some good receivers.
We have, but we don't put talent around them. And that's the thing. Is like you can name me 2 of them, but this now you can name all those guys on that team. Every one of those guys has been at least a 1 in their lifetime.
Lazard, man.
Buddy, Lazard is a 2. I'm content with
Cole
it.
Hartman.
Corey Davis runs clean routes. Cole Hartman got how many Super Bowls does Hartman have?
I don't know, but Garrett Wilson, that's the stud in the locker room. So
no, I'm not taking it away from him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like you got some good receivers, but you got a stud in Garrett Wilson.
This team has the right amount of Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers to feel at home. And that's what I need.
And how many Super Bowls has he won since 2010?
He's got fucking
all his Green Bay.
How many do we have? 0, okay?
I'm just saying, bro.
Somebody said the other day, and I forgot where I was in it. Does this mean more for the franchise to win a Super Bowl? Would it be more impactful than Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl with the franchise, or more impactful than Joe Namath winning the Super Bowl?
No, Joe Namath is still going to be the most impactful one because that was he called his shit, came in with a fur coat and won. They put that man in the Hall of Fame, and the dude is terrible.
The worst stats.
He's terrible.
But he also put the AFL on the map as well too.
Exactly. So
and he beat Johnny Unitas.
Yeah, it's like Tom Brady coming to Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, 5 years from now, no one's going to talk about Tampa like ever. Like they're not going to be talking about Tampa like that. So unless they get Caleb Williams, now they get. Man, whoever gets Caleb Williams, boy, I tell you.
I'm just saying that I want one. Just before I die, give me one. That's a hard one to stop.
I'm gonna get one.
I don't see it.
Jalen Hurts almost got me one. And I mean, look, I talked about Carson Wentz and Nick Foles, right?
You've seen yours. I have never seen one. I've never sniffed it. I've seen an AFC championship.
Have you seen your team in the Super Bowl?
Huh?
Have you seen your team in the Super Bowl?
Never.
That's crazy. I've seen 3 Super Bowls for my team.
I've seen AFC Championship twice.
I've seen NFC Championships like 8, 9 times.
AFC Championships twice, bro.
That's crazy, yo. The Jets are really down bad. At least you're not a Browns fan.
They're bad, yeah. But what I'm looking forward to is Quentin Williams' contract and the ralliness behind Mr. Rogers. I want to see if it's
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's going to be an article on ESPN during the season. Bet money.
Exactly, but it looks good. Everything's looking good, and I'm not in panic mode in anything yet. So we'll see. But that's what my Jets insight for you right now.
Well, and as an Eagles fan, I just hope that we stay healthy this summer. That's all I can ask for. Like, we got no holes left to fill unless we want to go get another receiver. But what I've been hearing about Quez Watkins, because Quez Watkins let me down.
Oh, I've been seeing a lot about him.
I know, but he let me down last year, especially in the Super Bowl. So, like, I don't like him. Like, I was out on Nelson Aguilar quick. Like, I knew he wasn't it, right? I actually like Quez Watkins, and I think, if he can bring it together, then our offense is going to be crazy again. We have running back galore, offensive line galore. We have Devontae Smith, Heisman winner, AJ Brown, Terrell Owens are reincarnated, and if Quez Watkins just be he's a fast guy. Like, he's not. I'm not gonna say he's Tyreek Hill, but like, the dude can get down the field and create separation. He's got to catch the damn football. So I think if he worked on his form like Tyreek Hill had to do, he could be good. He could be good. I mean, Dallas Goedert is amazing. I like it. So as long as we stay healthy, and then our defense is, we're not like so we got Matt Patricia on the roster too now. Like, what? Matt Patricia is like our defensive like assistant or something like that. We got Coach Pencil. So yeah, I mean, and then because they were talking about Darius Slay and him, they used to, they butt heads in Detroit. So like now they're trying to be like they buried the hatchet, they're cordial. But I don't know how I feel about having Matt Patricia in the locker room, bro. Like, I feel like he's gonna ruin the vibes that we have. But outside of that, look at that defense stay on point, man. Man, we got to make this thing rock. So yeah, I feel good. The schedule is still tough, but I feel good. All right. So this is the last episode of the season. We're going, the summer's coming up. Let bygones happen. The All-Star break for baseball is about like 3 weeks. So we'll see, we'll see who makes it there. The NBA draft is like in 10 days. So free agency is about to start soon. So we got some stuff coming up that we're going to be paying attention to. What's like something that you're focused on in this summer? Something like a sport or some team, or what is it? Like, what are you focused on this summer and you're following closely?
Soccer.
Okay.
Major soccer is done. Obviously Man City beat Inter.
That should have been us.
No, it shouldn't have been you. Stop.
Bruh.
You stop. It shouldn't have been.
It was 2-1.
They played us. They fucked up in bringing in players. But not the transfer portal, the ability to sign players and put them on loan is big. It's real. And there's a lot of play like Jude Bellingham. Bellingham is now in Real, and I like that move. He was probably one of the most coveted players coming out. And then a lot of players are going to Saudi Arabia, a lot of the old ones. But the one that I'm paying attention to the most is Inter Miami, because they are not done. They are not done. There's talks of them getting a lot of older Spanish players like Busquets. I think they're trying to get
David Beckham is a dog.
Alba. There was more I was seeing that but they're trying to pull a lot of them over there, and that's good, because if there's anything that's going to be good for MLS is one, all these MLS teams getting a taste of what it's like to go against real talent, and watching Inter Miami just beat them 4-0, 4-1, but it's also going to get us exposure and show that, hey, people are coming here. They want to play here and they're making it popular here. And I would love to see soccer flourish and grow here and have more homegrown talent that's actually worth a shit and have them in a competitive league. And it's going to take a lot of time. Like Messi isn't just going to do this overnight. But then again,
you saw Instagram following overnight.
Yeah, Instagram followers.
Skyrocketed.
I'm paying close to a lot of the movement of players right now. I'm a PSG fan. I'm happy Messi is gone.
Your other boy went out too.
No, nobody's gone yet.
No, Butt's out.
No, that's not true.
Ain't no contract talk, nothing.
There is contract talk. There is contract. It was what the media reported first was not true, and then he came out and said, "I'm not resigning." What PSG is upset about is he vocalized it. They knew that was going to happen, but he vocalized it.
Yeah.
And the way he said it, they were upset with. So if he does not want to come back, they're not going to let him go. They're going to, put him on loan and get something back for him in return. But I pray they find a way to keep him because he's the king of the city. Neymar, he's linked to, I think, Chelsea. I don't know, like he's a head case. He's literally the Kyrie Irving of soccer. Nuts. Because I like him a lot. I really like Neymar, but I watched the whole documentary on him on Netflix. It's really good. His family runs his family runs his management team, and I feel like they're impacted on the way that he kind of is, that they're so close to him and won't let him do anything that he wants to be kind of reckless. So that sucks. But anyways, that's against the point. But there's a lot of big players that are going to be moved. And it's something to pay attention to if you like soccer, because this is like NBA free agency. Like that's going to go down for soccer right now, where everybody,
there's big money getting tossed around in soccer.
and that's stupid money that gets tossed around for these guys. Yeah. So
Isaiah Kidder Fania had stole home. That's hilarious, dog.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I am focused on golf because I'm a nerd, and I said it last week, and I'm telling y'all again, the PGA Tour commissioner had a medical situation happen to him today. This shit is stressful.
Dude, did you see that up top, like the fucking what is it? Congress looked at the fucking
the Senate opened an investigation on the PGA Tour deal with the Saudi-funded Live Tour.
Because they feel like they're being strong-armed.
This is crazy. So golf, for me, for a sport that's kind of boring, right? You got to find reasons to want to be on top of it, right? This is giving me so much life because at the end of the day, when I found out genetically, I'm a news junkie. My grandfather in Nigeria had a newspaper company that he ran. My mom studied mass communications in college, and all she watches is the news all day long and Hallmark. And me, I love to read good, juicy articles in sports. I love to really dig deep into big stories. So this is like the media journalism nerd coming out right now. So I'm following golf, and I think I might actually write. That might be my summer project. I want to write something about this and post it somewhere, or I don't know, submit it somewhere. I don't know, but I really want to write an article about all this stuff that's going on from a perspective of a fan that's like a casual fan. It's like I've been waiting for something like this since Tiger is not Tiger no more. I want some energy to get me back into golf again. So especially because I want to learn how to play golf ASAP. So
on this Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see. But I stepped outside this morning at 10 o'clock.
Hot.
The feel said 101 degrees. Humidity was 75%. I came outside. I basically took a shower when I got outside. I feel like I was in Texas.
We're going early in the morning.
Hey, I'm going into reverse hibernation. I'm coming out in the winter.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'll be back in November.
I'm gonna test it this weekend, and if it's stupid hot,
that shit was wild, bro. I'm like, dog, this is unbearable.
It is way too hot.
bruh.
It's way
So
too hot for that, man.
yeah, that's what I got. But you got any plans for the next couple of weeks that you want to let the people know?
I got nothing, man. I'm just chilling.
All right. Well, like we like to do, we'll be back to talk when we start breaking down the upcoming NFL season. We do like the divisions and the conferences and la 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 la. We might have some spot media appearances when stuff happens in free agency. Me and A-Rod gonna chat. We're gonna chop it up, we're gonna talk, and we're gonna make sure it all happens. For the last time in season 4, where can they find us, A-Rod?
You can find us on Instagram at fair_weather_pod. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all at search the Fair Weather Podcast. And I believe I said Instagram before it was Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at fair_. And wherever you subscribe or listen to podcasts.
What about MySpace?
Nobody has MySpace.
Damn, we ain't have MySpace no more.
Wherever you subscribe or listen to podcasts, you can catch the audio there. Any last minute words of wisdom for the people?
2 words. Scoot Henderson. That's it. All right.